Hello and welcome to Martin Lucas Investors channel. My name is Sensei Crypto and we are back looking at the crypto correction, the crypto crash that is unfolding in front of our eyes right now, with XRP breaking the $2 mark, with Bitcoin also falling back below $80,000. So thank you all for tuning in. The most important thing I'm going to say again is this is not financial advice. It's just my thoughts and opinions only. Please do not copy any of my trades or copy anything I'm saying. This is just for educational and entertainment purposes. This is just me showing you my experiences, my love of charts, with my own thoughts and opinions on what's going on in the market. So thank you all for tuning in. Let's get straight back into XRP, which is currently just broke below the $197 support. It's just jumped right back above it. Excuse me. And we are trying to hold $2. So we are back at the $2 range. Let's be honest, $2 has held up many times, and it's the more times you knock on that door, unfortunately, the more likely you are to break it. So we are back at $1.97, back below $2. And unfortunately, in my opinion, with what's probably going to occur tomorrow, which is a Black Monday sort of scenario where crypto is sort of preempting what's going to happen tomorrow. Again, the markets, the futures aren't open. However, Bitcoin gives us a good indication, and that's down 5%. We are probably going to see a sell-off tomorrow on the S&P 500 on the global markets, continuing that sell-off that we've been seeing. And if that does occur, again, that's not 100% guaranteed, but if that does occur, $2 has been tested too many times now, and we are probably going to come back down, maybe very fast, down to $1.85, $1.70. That's not advice. That's just me saying, be prepared for crypto, one of the most volatile assets, to have a deeper correction. The next level of support is another 6% move down, then another 11% move down. And if we drop any lower than $1.70, incoming bear market for XRP, where we could potentially see a $1 XRP. I'm saying it now, I'm saying it so you get prepared. I'm saying it as a potential area that XRP can go down towards. Remember, if this is a recession, if this is the start of a recession, then what you start seeing is the global markets continue to correct. You will see risk on assets like crypto also sell off. And if we go into a bear market, which is a possibility if we break below $1.76, you can see XRP enter a 50% correction. That would be going down to $1, a psychological level, $1, which is also the simple moving average, the 200-day moving average, very important level. And that would be a 50% correction from where we are now. That would be an area I would be going in heavy. Again, that doesn't mean you should. Don't put in anything that you can't afford to lose. This is one of the most risky assets classes in existence, cryptocurrencies. But high risk, high reward, in my opinion, with XRP, I will be keeping some money on the side in case this recession does occur and we might see a $1 XRP. Again, that's not what I think is going to occur. There is support lined up for XRP. $2 hasn't officially broken yet. We then have the 786 from the 2021 highs. That's at $1.81. We also have the 50% retrace from the all-time highs, which is at 170. Each of those can give us some nice support. If the negotiations happen with the tariffs, then we can see a bounce at any of those levels. We are watching this live. Let me know if there's anything specific you want me to look at. Right now, Bloomberg is doing a special, so let's tune in for 1 second.
Good evening to you. We're all trying to figure out the answer to the same question. Is this the start of a negotiation, or are these the new rules?
Yeah, hey, good evening, John. Well, the White House officials confirmed this morning that more than 50 countries have reached out to the U.S. to negotiate. And the question is whether or not will they engage in those negotiations. A person familiar with the matter tells Bloomberg News that at the moment, President Trump is focused on the long term. And we saw that echoed in his rhetoric from over the weekend.
So we are seeing Bloomberg reporting lots of deals trying to be made Donald Trump is focusing on the long term. He's probably not too concerned about the current correction going on in the markets.
Exemptions or carve-outs could undermine investment when it comes to reshoring production in the U.S. White House officials are really pushing forward this idea that this is about addressing structural issues when it comes to global trade imbalances. Now, we should say that President Trump has previously indicated he would be willing to negotiate if there is a, quote, phenomenal.
Okay, we'll bring up the audio. It seems to be a bit low.
We should say that we're going to focus closely on those non-tariff barriers like lax IP protections, regulations, the VAT, digital services tax.
Hopefully that was a bit better. Let me just check. That should be a bit better. So we are looking at the global markets. They do have a significant effect on the wider markets, including the cryptocurrency markets as well as global markets. So now we are seeing a 7.5% correction on XRP. It is holding 197 as support. We will continue to keep an eye on it. We are seeing a miniature bounce right now. This is now on the 5-minute time frame. So we can see exactly what's going on minute by minute. Now we've also got Bitcoin, which is trying to regain $80,000. We will be coming to your questions very, very shortly. And again, we have been looking at the S&P 500. Let's do something special. Let's have a look at VU. I know Martyn, this is how he gains his exposure to the S&P 500. So let's look at some specific levels on VU. Right now, we are entering a bear market. In my thoughts and opinions, we have just entered a bear market because we are creating lower lows, lower highs, this parallel channel, which was signifying this bull market, which was giving us a visual representation of what a bull market looks like: higher highs, higher lows, trending to the upside. That has now ended. Remember 2022, when this trend line to downside broke, that's when we entered the bull market. And when the trend line to the upside broke is when we enter the bear market. Right now, the trend line to the upside is breaking. We are now officially, in my opinion, entering a bear market, which we could be in a recession right now. In terms of price levels, support for VU, we can take a very well-known indicator, the Fibonacci. We'll take it from the absolute low of 2022, around $319. We will take it to the highs around $563. That will give us retrace levels. Very, very simple. What are the retrace levels? The first major one is around the 50% retrace. 50% from that low to high will bring us to the highs of 2022. This will be a very important level. That level is around $441. Again, this is not financial advice. I'm not telling you to buy there. I'm saying that's a level of historic support. A 50% retrace in a bear market is very achievable. That will be the first level, $441. The next levels we can also draw in. If I was going to DCA, the next level I would look at as a support would be $412. And then for the deeper retrace, for the retrace that would reset everything and will continue us on our 10-year plus bull market, a more long-term bull market, would be $371. I do not see us revisiting the 2022 lows of $320. I think the deep retrace is where a lot of traders will come in, a lot of institutions will come in and buy it at $371 if we do come that low. So in percentage terms, from where we are today, the first level of support is 5% down. The next level of support is 11% down at 413, and the last level of support, again, it can definitely go lower, but that would signify a terrible, terrible situation in the global markets. The last level of support would be 20% down from now. Being prepared for $371 on the S&P 500 is something everyone should be prepared for. Tomorrow, looking at the shorter term, we could, if we have a Black Monday sort of scenario, we could come down to that first level support and get a significant bounce. Traders will take opportunity, and we might see a dead cat bounce approach. So we're just looking at different scenarios that can take place. We cannot tell the future. I cannot just look at a chart and tell you what's going to happen tomorrow, but I can look at a chart and give possible scenarios. So tomorrow, if we do have that Black Monday sort of scenario, you might see another 5% move down on the S&P 500. Remember, you take the stairs up, you take the elevator down. That's how the markets work. It takes years to go up. And then you get the elevator down and potentially also have that V-shaped recovery like you saw in 2020. So the next level down, if we had a Black Monday sort of scenario, would be $442 on VU. That is depending on what S&P 500 ETF you're looking at. That's around a 5% move towards downside, and then you might potentially see a bounce, a dead cat bounce, or the bounce that takes you back into the bull market. That bounce will potentially take you back to the levels we are at. We closed that on Friday around $471. So that is one scenario. Tomorrow coming down and then seeing a bounce later on to the week where you see these negotiations take place. If that is a dead cat bounce, and you might come all the way back to $483 and test this downward sloping resistance, which is what I'm going to look for to enter back into a bull market, this downward sloping resistance line, you might come all the way back down and then start the sell-off again, causing more panic, coming down to $412. Then regain, make that lower high, and then finally come down to your $371. That, in my opinion, is one of the sort of a tending towards your worst case scenario, where you just bounce at these supports, come back down, break them, bounce at these supports, really getting rid of the people that are longing the market, getting rid of people that are shorting the market, maximum pain. You'll see a lot of volatility, crashing down, getting rid of the fun, margin calling a lot of people, coming back up, getting rid of the shorters, coming back down, getting rid of the people that are long in the market, going back up, getting rid of the shorters, going back down, getting rid of all the margin and the leverage in the markets, and then heading back up, getting rid of all the shorters. Maximum pain is normally what the market looks for in times of volatility. So that is one option. Another option is you don't go all the way down to your lower levels of support. You might have we might have bottomed. Tariffs might go away. So be prepared for the opportunity where we get back above resistance and then we are back into a bull market. That is also an opportunity. Again, in my opinion, that is also not very likely. What we might also see is coming only back down to one of these levels of support, or only coming down to 412 and not coming all the way down to 371, a bit of an in-between before worst case and best case. That is also another possibility. What that looks like in XRP would be exploring those options. In XRP would also look like breaking $2. So if we do have that correction tomorrow, we could see and the way XRP, by studying it over all these years, XRP, when it crashes fast and hard. So having limit orders set up is something I'm going to be doing. If we have that big correction of 5% on the S&P 500, we might see that play out as a 8% or 7% correction in XRP, where we come down to $1.83. Remember, that is the 200 moving average on the daily time frame. That would be a level. If we get the bull market support band up as well, no, that's not relevant. So you'd probably see a $1.83 tomorrow. If you do see another 5% correction on the markets, that is a level of support. $1.71 is also a potential level that we might wick down to if we only get that 5% correction. If we do see those deeper retraces, if you do see the VU come down, if we go back to VU, because the global markets will will take precedent, and that's what will affect the cryptocurrency markets. If you do see a more significant correction on VU, and that would be going down to our further levels of support, a 10% or another 20% correction on VU, which is the S&P 500. On XRP, what would that look like? That would look like a 20% correction on VU would bring XRP a flash crash down to potentially $1.18, a 40% correction, or potentially $1 as well. So I'm going to be prepared for that $1, $1.20. If we don't get that worst case scenario on VU, we can see a V-shaped recovery on XRP as well. Remember, all these possibilities are out there. I can't tell you what's going to happen. We might see it come wick down to $1.75, and then all the liquidity coming back, the IPOs occurring for Ripple, the ETFs occurring for Ripple, the tariffs going away, trade deals being made, interest rates coming down. You might see that V-shaped recovery for XRP and heading towards all-time highs before the year ends. Remember, I am still bullish on XRP this year. These tariffs, of course, have caused a lot of uncertainty. When that certainty comes back, when everyone stops being fearful, that's when risk-on assets like crypto will continue their moves towards the upside. What we're going to do now is look at some of your questions and keep an eye and see if this correction accelerates and we continue making lows. We'll have a look at Bitcoin at 79,000 and see if it's going to continue its sell-off while looking at your questions. It's frustrating to see XRP miss an opportunity to show mainstream investors why to own crypto. I mean, XRP has been holding up very well compared to 2020. 2020, when we saw that COVID correction, you saw crypto really lead the correction towards downside. You saw a bigger correction. So far, Bitcoin and XRP have held up very well. We can't say the same about other cryptocurrencies. You're looking at something like Gala now down 13%, down about 80% from its highs of earlier last year. You can see Gala is just creating new bear market lows. It is actually looking horrific right now by how much it's come down. Only in December of only about 5 months ago, you saw Gala at 6 cents. Now it's at 1 cent. That's an 81% correction. Sorry, I'm not showing you the chart. That is an 81% correction on an altcoin. You are seeing Litecoin down 13% today. You are seeing Filecoin looking very looking like it's creating new bear market lows, nearly all-time lows as well on Filecoin, which is looking very interesting. That is appealing to buy for me. That's down about 71%. You're looking at Ethereum down 12%, revisiting its bear market levels. And you're seeing ADA down 10%. So a lot of these altcoins are holding up much worse than XRP and Bitcoin. They are leading the way. They are surprising a lot of investors. Remember earlier this week, the stock market was crashing and crypto wasn't. I think right now people are seeing that there might be a correction on Monday, and they are exiting their crypto positions as well. Just like we saw with gold. Gold had a correction. No one would expect gold to have a correction, but the reason behind that is people need to maintain their margin. They saw a big correction on the S&P 500. Gold has been performing very well in the last few years. Where do they take their money from? They take their money out of gold, and before they sell their gold, they would rather sell their silver. And that's why you saw silver having a massive correction on Friday, actually 7% on Friday, 6% on Thursday. People selling their precious metals to cover their margin, down 12% over Thursday and Friday. So I would say that crypto is the main cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, XRP, in my opinion, are holding up very well and are surprising a lot of investors. Are we in a bottom? I don't think we are at a bottom. No. Let's see how many likes we have on the show. We've got 365 people watching. Thank you all for tuning in. How many likes do we have? We've got 44 likes. We can do much better than that. Please do hit the like button if you have just tuned in. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. That would be a great help. It's frustrating. Oh, sorry, I've got something going on here. Sorry about that. Are we at a bottom? No, I don't think so. Sensei, could you look at CRO? James is requesting we look at CRO. Let's have a look at CRO. We need to do a poll for RB, but I can't do a poll, so we'll have to maybe put a hold on that RB. I do apologize for not being able to do that. I just don't have the functionality to do that right now. How's the poll going about? Is Sensei the greatest? 67% say yes, 33% say no. To be fair, I don't think I'm the greatest either. So I'd probably also vote no. But thank you for everyone who voted yes. We are looking at CRO. So CRO obviously had that amazing move to the upside after the ETF announcement. CRO is looking very good right now because it popped 40%. We know it's going to be part of an ETF. Donald Trump is partnering, or Donald Trump's company is partnering with crypto.com. So it does look like there's opportunity in CRO. And where's the main level of support for CRO? Your next level of support is sort of where you are at right now. And the one after would be around 7 cents. So CRO is also looking like something I would be wanting to buy at these levels because I see CRO as a $1 coin. That is about a 10x from where we are now. Again, not financial advice, just where I would be targeting. Can we look at Flare? Let's have a look at Flare. If you want to make sure your comments get answered, if you do a super chat, we will make sure we look at your suggestions. Flare is breaking support. Wow. I didn't expect Flare to come down this much either. I mean, you always have to expect it to come down more, but it's down 70% from its highs earlier in the year and in December of last year. So we are coming up to levels of support for Flare. This is your last level of support for Flare, around 0.012, and then you are looking lower at potentially 0.008. So Flare is also at a point of dollar cost averaging. We don't know how low it will go, but it is looking at levels of value. So Flare is also breaking, is at its last little point of support from November of 2024. Once that breaks, Flare could be in. You need at least 200 likes to match me, says Martyn. We'll get on to that, don't worry. 32% lower is a potential on Flare. Or we can go to 0 as well. I don't expect that at all. But right now it's at its last level of support, and then there is a possibility. Be prepared for another 30% correction on Flare. I will be buying it all around these levels. Martyn has given me a challenge. He said, I need 200 likes to match him. I think we can do better than 200 likes throughout the show. So what should we do? We'll put on some music, get everyone in better spirits.
The year is 1991.
And let's get to 200 likes first, and then we'll be 87 likes right now. Hit the like button. Let's do it fast. Let's not wait around. Let's get back into the content. Everyone, right now, it takes a second. If you're on your TV, you can do it in a second. If you're on your phone, you can do it in a second. On your computer, it takes 1 second. Go, hit the like button. Let's beat Martyn on his own channel. Let's see how that makes him feel. I love it. I'm only joking, but we can do it. You need at least 200 likes to match me. We don't want to match you. We want to do better. We can do better. Hit the like button. James is on my side. Smash the like button. 100 more. Let's do it. $16 likes. What is everyone waiting for? Smash the like button. Or just tap it. Or just press it.
Get ready for verse 2, Electric Boogaloo.
You can also do this if you've already liked. You go on the show, you press the emojis. You can like it this way. We're wearing the XRP hoodie. Wants to see 250. If you want to become a member, we can look at DOT as well for you. We are focusing on members. Or you can do a super chat. 130 likes. Everyone's being lazy tonight. We will get there. Everyone just needs to wake up a little bit. Let's do some more requests. So what's the plan, Donny? Everyone has to have their own plan. My plan is I'm ready to lose it all. I'm going into this market not putting in anything more than I can afford to lose. I am going into this market looking at specific levels on charts. My own strategy is to DCA at specific levels. I am ready for a $1 XRP. I would hate to see a $1 XRP, but I'm ready for it. I am buying around these levels. $2 has historically been strong support. We're probably going to... Did I? Was Gareth Kenneth The Office? Okay. I didn't mean to, but I feel like everyone's going to laugh at that now. So thanks for pointing that out, Martyn. I was just trying to do a dance, and I've done it badly. So XRP, I will be buying at these levels. $2 has historically been support. However, with this market correction, we are possibly looking at $1.83, $1.75. If those fail and we enter a recession, or this recession gets worse, we don't know if we're in a recession yet, we could possibly look at a $1 XRP as well. Where should I place my buy order? $1. Frederick, I'm not going to give you advice on where to put your buy order. However, when I look at specific levels, I always buy it a little bit higher, because you never know if that limit order is going to be filled. For example, a random assets like I was just looking at here. Let's just look at XRP for a second. You can see when I sold XRP around all-time highs, I've set my limit orders a bit lower. I didn't sell all my XRP. I took some for trading purposes. I put it lower. I put it around $3.30. The resistance was at $3. I put it at the resistance was at $3.30. I put mine at $3.25 or $3.28. If I wanted to buy at $1, I wouldn't put it exactly at $1. I'll put it at $1.05 or $1.10 or $1.02, because sometimes those orders don't get filled. Again, that's not me saying buy at $1. That's just me saying if I'm buying at psychological or technical resistance, I don't mind taking the hit and not getting it exactly at that level. I want to make sure my orders go through. That's just a little tip. Excuse me. Can you look at ADA Teacher Sensei? We did have a quick look at ADA, but we'll look at it again. You have been a member for 2 months, so congratulations. You've got your 2-month badge. ADA USD. So ADA resistance was very clear at 75 cents. You tested it a few times. You broke below it. You have got some support exactly where we're at now. That's what you're clinging on to now. That was the support of February of 2025. It can fall much lower. If XRP does go to that $1 level, you are looking at ADA also heading down to 30 cents. So I'd say that's the line that is something to always be prepared for, is around 25 cents, 30 cents. Those are your lower levels of support. Your levels of support nearer to where we're at, we can look at Fibonacci. You would be looking at potentially these levels here. That would be around 53 cents. And then you would also, let's just zoom out a little bit on the weekly. Yeah, you would be also looking at this level here, this peak from back here. So I'll be prepared for potentially these levels where we're at now, around 54 cents, 39 cents, 30 cents, and very unlikely, but also 25 cents. That's if this recession occurs. If it doesn't, these levels might be an area where you might bounce. You break 53 cents, be prepared for 40 cents as well on ADA. You have to be prepared for every situation. We're not looking at one specific situation. You need to be prepared for a situation where you bounce exactly where you are now. You bounce at 54 cents. A situation where you come down to 40 cents and bounce. A situation where you come down to 30 cents and bounce. A situation where you come down to 25 cents and bounce. A situation where ADA gets hacked and it goes to 0. You have to be prepared for all these situations. So those are some areas that are support levels. Those are some areas I would DCA in. And those are some scenarios you need to be prepared for. Zach Zit says, bless you, thank you very much. HBAR getting killed. Sounds like my whole portfolio is heading down the toilet today. HBAR, let's have a look. HBAR. Yeah, HBAR is down 12% today. Wow, look at that. But again, it had a massive run up as well. A lot of coins are making new all-time lows. HBAR is still significantly higher than its bear market lows. HBAR, be prepared for an 8 cents HBAR as well. Let's look at a Fibonacci from its low to high. Yeah, you might find some support around this moving average, around 12 cents as well. If 12 cents breaks, be prepared for around 10 cents as well. We are just looking at low targets here, just being prepared for that worst case scenario, or that crash scenario, which is fairly probable with how the markets are reacting today in anticipation of tomorrow. How many likes do we have now? 155. We can do better. Let's put the song on again. We need to beat Martyn. We have to do it.
The year is 1991. Birds
Smash
and
the
people
like
are living
button. Let's
together
do
in
it.
seemingly
155
perfect
likes.
harmony.
45
Until one
likes.
day,
We
a
hit
young man
200.
catches fire.
Let's do it.
This is Phoenix.
The market's great. Let's get pumping, everyone says. Yeah. Well, we've got the pump music on. Let's see if the markets react. Smash the like button, that's what we're trying to do. 200 likes is our goal today.
Like a phoenix, you burst in a fire, burn, a thirst and desire, you transform right up in
Am I doing the head bobbing thing again?
your wings to rise from the ashes. Phoenix, you burst in a fire, burn,
XRP heading down again.
you transform right up
How many likes do we have? 161, 40 more likes, we can do it.
Get ready for verse 2.
Smash the like button.
Electric Boogaloo.
A little bit of music just to keep us going. 167 likes. Let's get to 200. James has just said that Nasdaq opens in 15 minutes. I'm not sure if that's right, James. Let's have a look. Maybe you are right. Let's have a look. Nasdaq futures. Let's have a look. Let's have a look here. You are correct. We will have a glimpse into the markets in 15 minutes. We were just about to end the stream. So, shall we stay live? Should we do a poll? Let's see if I don't think I can do a poll. Anyway, let's just, if you want me to stay live, you have to hit the like button. So, the markets, we will get a glimpse into the futures. Thank you, James, for pointing that out in 15 minutes. We will also see gold open up in 15 minutes as well. I think the S&P 500 won't open in 15 minutes. Let's have a look. The S&P 500 will open in 15 minutes. A lot of volatility coming up in the next 15 minutes. We're about to end the stream. It's very late here in the United Kingdom. If you want...
Vaz donated £4.99 through a super chat. Sensei putting sense in the stock market every Sunday.
Thank you very much, Vaz, for that very clever comment. I love it. Let me do this. Let me see if this works. I will stay live for markets open. Start goal. I'll have to ask. Let's have to be the channel owner to do that. Martyn, can we do, if you're still around on your Sunday afternoon, if you can do a goal, you know, the super chat goals, if we can try and do, if we can get 5 super chats, teal and higher, we will stay live for the market open. We'll go into my bedtime. We're already into my bedtime. I'm late for dinner. But if we get, can we do a goal, Martyn? If you are next to your computer, if we can do a 5 super chat goal, teal and higher, 15-minute timer, and then by we will do. I will stay live for market open if we do that. If you can do that, Martyn, that would be great. How many likes are we on? 200 likes. We need another 15 likes. We are trying to get prepared for the market open. Let's see if we do it. Let's see if we can make it happen. I'll probably stay live even if we don't get the super chats, because I would like to do what's best for everyone, but it will be a bit of engagement, a bit of fun. Let's see if Martyn can set that up for us. I just did one. Yes, Vaz, we're down to 4. Thank you, Vaz. Are you a Man United fan? No, I'm not. I'm an XRP fan. Smash the like button, says Kent. We are waiting for a response from Martyn. Who deleted my message? Asked about Alphabet. DevPro, no one has deleted any messages. I can't see anyone deleting a message. Swiftcoin says media. Let's have a look at Swiftcoin. 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 Swift USD. Let's have a look. We need SWIFT. Yeah, I do not have enough market data on that, so unfortunately we can't do that one. ZBCN is another request. Let's see if we can have a look at that. Yeah, the support for that would be, wow, this is a very low market cap coin, I imagine. $72 million. You've got your support. Let's go into the 3-day time frame. Yeah, this is very choppy, very low market cap. We have looked at this before. You are coming back down to your lower levels. The lower levels will be around here and here, so you can be prepared. You are coming back into your accumulation zone. Be prepared for another 5 to 20% correction on this. Remember, it's also very low market cap, so this coin can also go to 0. But if we're looking at this from a charting perspective, these are levels of support. 5% down and another 20% down as well for this token. See the goals, guys. See the goals. Have we got it going? Let me refresh. Oh yes, we've got it. Martyn's done it. Look at this. We've got 10 minutes to fulfill this. Let's see. This is something fun that YouTube's added. If you go up here on the comment section, if you want us to stay live for the market open, you can click on this and do your super chat that way. If you're doing a super chat, I will cover whatever token you want me to look at, whatever stock. So it's not for nothing. We will be able to cover your stocks as well, but also do something fun. So click on that. You can do a super chat that way. I will cover your favorite token, and we will see the market open. The market opens in 10 minutes. And let's see if the Sunday night Sensei Crypto community can get this done. It's the first time we're doing it on this show, I believe. So let's see if we can do it. The memberships on this channel will generously buy your first. The memberships on this channel will the members on this channel will generously buy your first month membership for free. Hit that like button. Yes, a lot of members do give away free memberships. We are on 201 likes. Hit that like button. I'll say it again up there on the chats. If you click that goal thing. If you do I think it's $5 super chat, if we get 5 of them, we will stay live for the market open. And we will also, you can write a comment in your super chat and we can cover your favorite stock or crypto as well. Let's go back to Bitcoin and see how that's performing ahead of market open. Let's go to the 5-minute time frame. And it's getting ready. It's had its initial sell-off, and now it's seeing how the market will open. It is looking like it's ready to go down further. You've got this move to the downside. You've got this consolidation, sort of a bear flag going on, where you have this big move to the downside. Then you have a structure like this occur, where normally if you break down to the downside, you will continue the sell-off, and we might come down to our levels of 75,000 and 70,000. We'll keep an eye on that. We are also looking at XRP, which is back below $2, heading to its next level of support, potentially at around $1.83. They are in real-time payments, which I think will take off in a few years. Thank you very much, Stephen, for giving us your insight. Do suggest that in further Sunday shows, and we can have a further look at it and maybe look at the fundamentals as well. We're keeping an eye on this. We are going to see if we're staying live in 8 minutes' time for the market open. How many likes do we have? Let's see if there's any questions as well. 207 likes. We have beaten Martyn. Let's get a few more so we can definitely beat Martyn. Frederick is going to red. Thank you very much for tuning in. Oh, it's Swift without the eye. Okay, let's have a look. SWFT USD. I think it's, again, SWFT doesn't come up with anything. Is it SWFTC? Please have a look at that and let me know. Let's have a look at Bloomberg.
On their put is much lower than people think, and that's even before you get into all this uncertainty around trade.
Certainly no sign of Chairman Powell stepping in on Friday. Mohammed Al-Aaron alongside us. Mohammed,
James
I know you want to jump
007,
in.
Great Britain
I do,
emoji,
Neil. I wanna
donated
ask you a question
£2
about
through a
the
super
US
chat.
versus the rest of the world.
Census numero
If you look-
uno, gold medal emoji, smash
at
the
the
like
dollar
button,
reaction
white
initially,
tick
if you
mark
look at the
emoji,
yield
thumbs up
reaction
emoji, white
in
tick
US
mark
relative to
emoji,
Europe,
thumbs up
relative to
emoji, white tick mark emoji.
Thank you very much, Jane, for supporting the Sunday show. You support the Sunday show every week by coming in, so thank you very much for super chatting as well. It's a very, very kind of you to support the Sunday show. We've got one super chat, we've got two, so we've got Vaz, we've got James, three more, and within 5 minutes, and let's see if we can do it. Or if anyone buys anything from the shop, let me show you this. This is the official Martyn Lucas shop. Here's the link for it. What we have got now, you can see all the things that sold out. I think they're on this page here. You can see all of these are sold out, the XRP merch, but now we're back with a new collection. Go onto the shop, go onto the XRP merch. We have got jumpers, XRP jumper here. We've got t-shirts. We have got the new spring mug, the XRP logo with a very nice cherry blossom tree in the background.
Christopher Pennington donated €6 through a super chat. After a turbulent week, thanks to you and Martyn, do you still see the continuation of the bull run in April and May and a quick bounce from this dip?
Christopher, thank you very much for the super chat. We only need 2 more super chats in the next 5 minutes. And we'll stay live for the market open. In answer to your question, it's hard to see. It's hard to say what I expect. It depends how these tariffs go, and it's very uncertain. No one can look around the corner. We need some more certainty. If the certainty comes back, yes, we can recover like that. If these pressures stay here and we get a bigger sell-off, which might be Donald Trump's plan to bring the stock market down, to bring, as we've just seen highlighted here on Bloomberg, we just saw a headline that Trump is where did it go? Trump pressures Powell to cut rates. The pressure will come and the stock market continues dipping. That might be a 2-month downturn. Selling may go away, might come back into play. We might get a dead cat bounce in April. Everyone might think that's a recovery. Then it might get more severe in May, and then that could be the bottom of the recession. And then we might end the year green again. So that's more my thinking right now. I don't think we will bottom this month. I think we'll be a turbulent month with some green days. But we might head into sell in May, go away. That sort of thing that goes on most years, with the stock market coming down further, and then getting this rate cuts to occur. That's my thoughts as well. Jason is asking for XRP hats. That is coming very soon. We've got the t-shirt, we've got the jumper, we've got the mugs. If we get one of these sales as well, we will also stay live as well. Who's going to be the first person to buy the new collection? That will be interesting as well. These will all be limited in number as well, especially the mugs. I believe we've set them to 10 each, so they'll be limited to either 5 or 10 collection. there are the mugs. They've got Martyn and my logos on, the official XRP logo, which we have to pay for. And then we've also got the t-shirt and the jumper. The jumper is the one I'm wearing now. I'll give you the link to this website. If we get one of those sales, we'll stay live as well. We've got 2 minutes. Are we going to stay live for the market open? If not, we'll take you to the extra channel, and we will all watch it there. But we've got 2 minutes, 2 more super chats or a merch item being purchased. If I don't stay to my word, everyone will just say I just flip flop around like Donald Trump. So I have to stick to what I'm saying. Why XRP merch? Oh, because we like there's a big XRP following as well on this channel. It's one of my favorite tokens, so that's why we have XRP merch. But thank you, first time on your channel, please do subscribe. We talk about all sorts, stocks, crypto, fundamentals, investing strategies, all that sort of stuff. So Dukex, thank you for coming onto the channel. Where are you from? I think tomorrow's event should be a defining factor for these prices as well. It could be Black Monday prices if nothing happens. We got another one, MTDR. We just need one more super chat or one merch purchase in the next 2 minutes. MTDR.
907 Andrew donated $5 through a super chat. MTDR.
MTDR. We've got 1 minute. Who's going to do it? Who's going to be the one that keeps 400 people with us? One more super chat again. Someone's just requested it. We've done it. We've done it. We've done it. I love it. MTDR. Let's have a quick look at MTDR before the market's open. We will be staying live. Thank you for your support. Andrew, thank you very much, and Craig Finance, thank you very much.
Craig Fig donated £2 through a super chat. Where is next support for XRP as we are under $2?
MTDR is unfortunately breaking support. We will answer your question as well, Craig, and we have to do this very quickly. We've got 30 seconds to answer these questions. So MTDR is just broken support. This is a big oil company that one of our investors is very interested in. The next level of support would be at $34. If you're also looking at this from a Fibonacci point of view, for all the way from those lows of 2020 to all the way to the all-time highs, you are at the 50% retrace right now as well. So those are 2 key levels. You are at support right now. You are also at support $34. So this stock is really coming into major levels of support around these areas. The next one, where is the next support of XRP if we're under $2? If we're under $2 on XRP, we are looking at 2 main levels of support: the 786 from the 2021 highs, which is at $1.84, and also $1.71 as well. That's the 786 from the 2021 highs and the 50% retrace from the all-time highs. If you did have, Andrew, if you had a specific question about MTDR, do let me know as well. We can look at it further. But now the markets have just opened. Let's have a look. US 500, how was it open? What's going on? Lots of volatility. Let's go and scroll down. It's down 3.2%. 3.2%. Oh my god. And dropping 3.2%. Wow.
Live from New York City this evening, the second hour of a special edition of Bloomberg Surveillance starts right now. Heading into a brand new trading week, whipsawed by policy volatility, a major tariff push, sending the S&P 500 to its worst week since the pandemic. And the Nasdaq 100 plunging into a bear market. The president isn't blinking, and Chair Powell isn't racing to step in, stressing the need to keep inflation expectations well anchored, leaving strategists across Wall Street cutting price targets, and JP Morgan now forecasting a recession. Mike Feroli writing, the forecasted contraction in economic activity is expected to depress hiring and over time to lift the unemployment rate to 5.3%. This year's bear case very quickly becoming the base case.
Which is the reason why Wall Street analysts after Wall Street
Wow. People projecting recessions, Nasdaq in bear market, Jerome Powell not budging, Donald Trump not budging.
Today, actually, of RBC Capital, she'll be joining us tomorrow, where she said the conversation increasingly is shifting from stagflation to recession at a time when people are taking a look at where...
People are going to throw out that R word now, recession. Here we go, down 3.18% on the S&P 500. Let's look at it now. trying to recover a bit, down 3.5%. Let's have a look at Nasdaq. Goodness gracious, Nasdaq is down 6%. Horrific. Oh, is that on Friday? I don't think this Nasdaq is open. Let's have a look. No, that's from Friday. Let's have a look. Nasdaq. Are we getting Nasdaq? Why is Nasdaq not opened? It's interesting. Just trying to have a look at Nasdaq. Nope. We'll keep an eye on the S&P 500. Oh, it's going down lower. Down 4% now. Down 4% now. Wow. Down 4.5%. This is what I've literally just said it before we even saw it. We are looking, okay, down 5% now. This is accelerating. This is coming down fast. No need to panic. This is exactly what we were expecting. Exactly what we were expecting. A bad Monday. This is what we were expecting, and it's occurring. We are at our 50% retrace now. We are at a 50% retrace. This is where traders would look to seek opportunity to bounce. We are seeing a bounce now. This is the 50% retrace. There will be limit orders set up around here. We are seeing the 50% retrace. You would hope this would hold. 50% retrace is very key. Let's go back to Bloomberg.
At the lows of the evening, when it comes to the dollar versus the yen, there is a clear bid into havens that extends to Treasury futures too. Now, as to where the roadmap goes for this market, we have these assets open, but in about 2 hours' time, we're going to get more liquidity injected into the market trade. We're going to get cash treasuries. They will begin to trade around or so 8 p.m. Eastern.
Cutting his price target with Bob Michael of JP Morgan Asset Management on the Fed's next move. We'll speak to Cameron Associates. What we're getting.
That's right, John. We have our first read of some of these risk markets this morning with the future trade underway. It is a clear risk off and uncertainty and fears of recession, perhaps, with S&P 500 futures down more than 5%. Brent crude down more than 2.5% with the Saudis cutting their price of oil. That's also another recessionary fear of energy is trading off. We also have a read on FX that's been trading for the past few hours. We are at the lows of the evening when it comes to the dollar versus the yen. There is a clear bid into havens that extends to Treasury futures too. Now, as to where the roadmap goes for this market, we have these assets open, but in about 2 hours' time.
Was a market cap in just 2 trading days. Tyler Kendall joins us now from the nation's capital for more. Tyler, just to come to you, equity futures down
this
another.
This is all going on right now. 4.5%, 4.2%. We are bouncing from the 50% retrace. We're expecting at least a dead cat bounce from these areas. If not, then we could just go poof, straight down. Black Monday, 10%.
President Trump is focused on the long term. That then begs the question: what will it take for the U.S. to negotiate? And there's a few mitigating factors here, as obviously you're covering. And we've
remember this could be an amazing long-term situation, bringing the debt down, bringing all the jobs back. But short-term, people are going to feel the pain.
To the fact that they think that this is about a long-term growth agenda, that they want to address those structural issues when it comes to trade imbalances, even amid the sizable stagflation and downside risks. We should say.
Let's have a look at gold. S&P 500 even making new lows, down 5% again. Oh God, this is awful. This is awful. Let's have a look at gold. How's that reacting? Are people selling their gold to gold is down about 0.69%. Silver is probably down worse. Let's have a look. Silver's down 2.5%. Wow. Everything is down. People don't know what to do. They're so uncertain. They don't know if Trump's going to negotiate. They don't know if how long this is going to take. They can't plan for the future. Companies, people losing jobs, they don't know how to structure their companies. They have to lay everyone off. Unemployment's going to go through the roof. Interest rates are probably going to have to come down, but you've got the issue of inflation going up as well. So everything's in chaos, but if he was ever going to do it, it would be at the start of his term so he can gain popularity by the end of it. So this is what's happening. This is what people voted for the good or for the bad. This is what he did say he's going to do it. That's why I said as soon as he's coming into office, I knew a lot of people that were going to sell all their stocks because uncertainty was up ahead. US 500 is trying to hold the 50% retrace. I mean, if it doesn't hold this is ridiculous because the 50% retrace is a lot of traders would be jumping in now. Down 4% again, and it's on a Monday. Let's see what happens. Let's have a look at your comments. Let's see your reactions. Please do hit the like button for us going live way longer than expected. 228 likes. Let's get up to 365 people watching. Thank you for tuning in. If you haven't already, please do consider becoming a member. If you're watching us now, you do want to stay tuned with us. We are live every single day. Martyn is live every single trading day. I'm live on Sundays. Please do consider becoming a member. It's about $3 a month. You get so much out of it. You'll be added to Discord. You'll be able to have your questions answered first. You'll be supporting the channels. It's about $2, $3, and you'll get a badge next to your name. So thank you for tuning in with us, but do consider becoming a member as well. I'm a buyer. Sensei UK ICE allowance just reset in the UK today. Yes, I know, James. Well, yes, today. I thought we would be in a new day now. Yeah, they did. It's very good. People would be interested in buying in now. Is this live stream live right now? Yeah, we are live right now. To be a bond trader right now, says DJ Haynes. What do you expect to happen? I expect us to bounce, really. I mean, we've been coming down very fast for a few days. I would at least expect another dead cat bounce, especially at these 50% retrace marks. Are we hitting bounce levels talked about earlier? Let's have a look at VU. So we're down we were down about 5%. So on VU, that's what we were looking at. On VU, we were what the levels we were looking at earlier. Let's go to the daily time frame. On VU, we were looking at the first level we were expecting on Monday, which was let's see, it was at 441. So yeah, that was 5% down. So yes, we did hit our level that we were expecting on today. So back to the dollar, we've hit it. That's what we were expecting today, and what we said is potentially a bounce and then coming back down to the next dollar, 412. So we are at $441 on VU. That is what we expected. And we are expecting a bounce at these levels, at least to fill that gap that's now created. But yeah, we are trying to hold. Let's see if this 50% retrace holds. Let's go back to your questions. Volatility in VIX is at 38. Let's have a look at VIX. I don't know if VIX is open right now. Let's have a look. I don't think we have VIX open right now. Oh yes, we do. Yeah, VIX is up another 15%. This is the volatility index on the S&P 500. It's making new highs, up 15% today. This is higher than it was in 2024. That was after the war fears. We are at levels we didn't even see. We're at the highest point since 2020. So that gives you an indication of how bad things are and how volatile things are. We are at 2020 levels, not the highs of 2020, but levels we haven't seen since 2020 on VIX. Gold is down nearly 1%. We've got oil down around 3%. We've got silver down nearly 3%, breaking its $29, looking at $26 now for silver. What else do we have going on? Let's have a look at crypto again. Bitcoin has already priced this in. XRP has already priced this in. It's at 196. Go back to the S&P 500. It's holding the 50% retrace. It's what we were expecting, exactly as expected. It's holding it. And it's trying to bounce. Back to your questions before we go to Bloomberg and end the show. Thoughts on tomorrow? Are we seeing more blood or grit? I mean, I would expect us to bounce at these levels. I think we might be down 5%. I think it's going to be a bad few months. Let's see how the negotiations go. You just need to be prepared for all situations. No one knows what's going to happen. You just need to be prepared. You just need to make sure everything is in order for if it does go down lower. It can go down as low as 20% from here. Remember, guys, you only lose if you sell. Stay strong. We'll pass soon, says Alpha. What do you think about XRP? XRP, I've already, if you scroll back, I've covered it a few times. How long are we most like? How long are we most likely go? I don't know what you mean by that, Brian, but thank you for your. How long are we most likely going? I don't know what you mean by that. What do you think the liquidity predictions saying crypto is going up? I don't know what you mean by that either. I apologize. Maybe it's just too late in the
Planning for a
evening.
default cycle, given the fact that right now that seems to be a suggestion that's getting priced in.
But the administration has told us you can now analyze everything. Last week you criticized me, 2 weeks ago you didn't have the details. Well, here are the details. You saw
So do you believe them? Do you believe these are the new rules of the game?
I believe that a 10% baseline tariff is here to stay. I don't know. I was in Australia a couple months ago. They were all saying, well, you know what, we don't have any real tariffs on the US. We'll escape. They've got a 10% tariff. So I think there's going to be some minimum baseline assessment, and I think the administration's playing for the long run here.
If the rules of the game have changed, does it make US assets less attractive on a relative basis?
I think it does. I think you're going to look at non-US economies investing in themselves. We already saw some of that come out of Germany.
Yeah, there's another reason to be diversified within countries as well. I mean, the US has been king for so long. It might be good for the US citizens, but US companies, the S&P 500 doesn't look so so great now. Do you think long term it will end up being positive? Yes, I do. The person reading this comment is awesome. We got an orange freak. Don't know what that means. We won't read that out. Expect a mounting by May. Sensei, how much does the S&P or Nasdaq have to drop for a market halt to happen? Oof. I don't know, James. Have we seen that before? We probably have, haven't we? But I haven't ever experienced one, so I don't know. Probably 15% in a day, I would imagine. That's just a guess. 49 cents XRP buying long. I mean, it can go to 50 cents. I won't expect it to go any lower than $1 though. Hoping for an ETF approval before XRP prices are low. Institution will buy in faster. Yeah. To be honest, I don't hope for an XRP ETF approval until all of this is sorted. Remember when we saw the SEC case be dropped when we were in a bear market? The price jumped one day, fell back the next day. I'd much rather that happens when the markets are in a better situation. Because that momentum can take XRP to new all-time highs. If we get that announcement today, XRP might double in a day, and that'll be the end of that. Do you think a recession is happening? For sure. I would say there is a very high likelihood that we are in a recession. In Texas, they say go big or go home. I love it, Zach Zate. we just missed the halt last week. Sammy, thanks for that information. I don't know when the halt would occur. Too bad I have to keep blocking the people with negativity. Yeah, always block them out. This doesn't help anyone. When you talk long-term positive outlooks, how long are we talking long-term? Months, years? Long-term means 5 to 15 years. That's what the term long-term really means. When do I think it's going to be positive? Within a year or two. Yeah, that's yeah. But long-term means when you have a long-term outlook, when you invest in the long-term, you're investing for 5 to 15 years, at least 5 years. How do we turn off emotional trading? You just don't put in more than you can afford to lose. Have a plan in place and stick to it. Markets will stay down until Trump gets the interest rate below 3.7 to refinance US debt. For sure, TLT will be going up. Yeah, I do agree that he is trying to refinance the debt. Okay, so market close has happened. Thank you all for tuning in. Market open has happened. Please do hit the like button on your way out. We got what we expected. We came down to the 50% retrace. We are now bouncing. We might see a further correction, but a 5% correction has now occurred on the S&P 500. Let's see where we are at tomorrow. This show will take you directly to the opening bell. Martyn will be covering that. He will have a lot to say about the fundamentals. He'll be explaining to you what he's doing with his portfolio. But thank you all for tuning in. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye-bye.